Bhanu Kapil, Incubation, A Space for Monsters, published by Prototype in 2023. Yousif M. Qasmiyeh, Eating the Archive, published by Broken Sleep Books in 2023. There, they interpret life as a sign of life, no more, no less. Yousif M. Qasmiyeh writes in his first poetry collection, Writing the Camp, published by Broken Sleep Books. Badawi Camp was established by the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in Lebanon in 1955. It's where Qasmiyeh was born and educated, and where he returns as a family member, as well as a writer, researcher, and translator, now based in the UK. The camp is a place where people live. It's also a historical accretion of ruptures and encounters in which people are weighed by their dispossession and sustained by voluntary contributions from UN member states. Eating the Archive, Qasmiyeh's second collection, continues his recording of daily life in the camp, focusing on the system of gifts and rations that purports to meet people's needs. On the one hand, it's through poetry that we can attempt to say what's immeasurable: selfhood, love, belief, darkness. On the other, we still need to eat. We grow nothing, only the sky. Lentils. Because of what they are. What will be of them at the Last Supper? What we call food, so as to remember our bodies fleetingly. What takes time while giving time? Abundant times for us to be hosted by air while straying in differing directions to distant fates. As Qasmiyeh makes clear, the gifts are conditional, the rations adequate. Hostility and hospitality are synonyms in the camp. Time is organized by waiting for deliveries, for bureaucratic processing, for air raids, for change, however big. For other temporalities, new endings, the surprise and persistence of newness, however small, what buds again? Qasmiyeh's poetry neither reduces refugee experience to suffering, nor shirks the responsibility involved in writing it. And there is a motility, an iridescent pattern and pulse to his lines that reveal what's inviolable about life, even as he admits the forces that would deny refugees the right to claim or desire life beyond vital signs. Memories of pomegranate trees and flying kites in the camp. Dreams, prayers, war ending, consecrated burial grounds, home. Qasmiyeh leaves the camp and carries it with him, and Eating the Archive speaks from many directions, split by the poet's changing proximity to the camp and his relationship to the people who still live there. Qasmiyeh artfully, adamantly reminds us of the limits of writing and language as he contemplates these limitations from within. When bombs fall, people hear themselves. My mother would shout with every bang to cover our ears, thinking that this would be sufficient not to hear. In Incubation, A Space for Monsters, Bhanu Kapil asks, when does the otherized become a human being, whether monster, cyborg, immigrant, or girl? Reissued with a British coda by Prototype 17 years after its initial publication, Incubation is one of 6 books that form part of Kapil's expansive, frequently collaborative practices across writing and performance. We are offered several entry points and routes through which to read this book, beginning with a Punjabi British hitchhiker on a J1 visa journeying across Idaho, California, Colorado, and New York. Known as Lalu, this hitchhiker has a particular past. A childhood in West London shot through with stories and memories of North India. An ordinance that's gendered, sexualized, and racialized. What is a girl? She decides to leave, committing to a life of itinerancy and daily experimentation, a route taking us through a series of hijinks, hazards, and miracles. Lalu undergoes physical transformation generated by new environments, becomes monstrous, and gives birth to a body that is also giving birth, a red body with 4 arms. Another route introduces us to another Lalu, an Indian boy who was exhibited in the late 19th century America as an anomaly. 2 legs hung from him. Am I saying this well? He was duplicate, in a limited sense, within himself. Like a person in a dream, he was a concentrated block of wrong perceptions. Lalu is himself and his parasitic twin, an entry in the medical encyclopedia, the subject of exploitation, and an earthly echo of many-armed Hindu gods. He's more than what could be said. Lalus conflate and deviate in incubation. They are living, bleeding texts with multiple endings. What is a book? Kapil asks, irresistibly. What's genre? To make readers snort with laughter, flinch, and rethink the narratives of our own life stories. Monsters are obvious. They can make a success of difference or assimilation. Cyborgs can't always be told apart from their originals. Immigrants can try legal processes, undergo surveillance, and wait. Girls can go too far. Becoming is a process incommensurable with categories and quantification. L is for love, which is blood. The gathering speed of a pulse, though the person is standing very still in the space before touch, there in the darkness, which is real.